do this. Start off with this one. 5x plus 6 equals negative 14. What do I do first?
Bars.
Bars, exactly. Now what? I'm listening. Just think of something.
-6.
Yep, -6. So right here it says plus 6. So the opposite of plus 6 would be to -6. -6. Then when you go here, you go like, oh man, I'm no longer in 2nd grade. Life is not easy anymore. This is why we show work, because hopefully when you write this down over here, you're like, darn, it's not going to be an easy one, right? Right here. What is this equal to? This is negative 14 minus 6, which makes me kind of sad. So you would change it to negative 14 plus negative 6. That makes me happy. So when you see negative 14 minus 6, we rewrite it to negative 14 plus negative 6. And what is this equal to?
-20.
Yep. Negative 20 is equal to, what's still left on this side? 5x. So how do I move the 5?
Divide by 5.
Divide by 5. Very good. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. So we have x equals
-4.
-4. Because a negative divided by a positive is equal to a negative. So -4 is our answer. Yes? We're good? Easy? Hard? Medium? Maybe? Okay. So let's say we have 2 parentheses. Well, you know what? -2 parentheses x plus 4 is equal to, let's say, let's do 20. So what we learned on Monday was that we first had to distribute the -2 to everything inside. I had one student not distribute the number to the second one. So make sure that the second one is also being given something. So this means -2 times x plus -2 times 4, right? That's like the work that some of us skip sometimes. So -2 times x is -2x plus -2 times 4. What's -2 times 4?
-8.
-8 is equal to 20, right? Okay, we're good. We're good there. We're good there. Everybody's good? Okay, now this part right here. This is where I'm just going to do my head. I'm good. I'm cool. No, you're not. Focus. Okay. So what I taught you before is this addition sign turns into what? So when we're solving equations, we have to do the opposite. So if it's a plus sign, you're going to do what operation? Minus, right? Now, be very careful. Have I ever changed this number when solving equations? The answer is no. So you see up here, I just wrote -6. So the 6 stays the same. The only thing that changes is your operation, not your number. So the number stays the same. It's only the operation. So here, the operation is different. The number stays the same. So a lot of kids that's why when you say like, oh, what's the operation? Oh, it's a negative. And I'm like, negative is not an operation, right? Verb, adjective, different. So I'm going to rewrite this over here. So this is an addition sign. we're going to turn it into the opposite of a minus. This number stays exactly the same when I bring it over. So you see here? Okay? So I'm going slow because kids like want to do some funny stuff over here. And maybe when you're older and you've had more practice and you start learning some patterns, feel free to take those shortcuts. Not right now. You just started this. Not right now. Okay. Right here. If I write it horizontal, right? You realize that this makes Miss Lamelli sad. So now you have my permission to rewrite it. So how am I going to rewrite 20 minus a negative 8? How are you going to make me happy?
20 plus 9. 20 plus negative 8. 20 plus 8.
20 plus 8. It's keep the first number, change it to its opposite, and then, so opposite, opposite. So it's rewritten as 20 plus 8. This right here, guys, this right here is what we learned. Here, subtracting integers. You see, the same, opposite, opposite. Add the opposite. Rules for subtracting. So when was this? Did you not write? Oh my God, did I not write the date? Oh, okay, so October 8th, October 6th is when I first taught you how to do subtracting integers. So you keep and then you do the opposite. Keep, change it, opposite. Be careful. But that's over here when I do the math, not when I'm not when I'm moving it over. Okay, so the blue was when I moved it over. This part, which is green, which is kind of hard to tell, is what you've already learned in beginning of October. Okay, a month ago. All right, so here we have, what do we have over here? Negative 2x is equal to 20 plus 8, 28. Okay, what's our last step? Our last step is to divide by negative 2. And x equals, what's 28 divided by negative 2? 28 divided by negative 2.
Negative 14.
Negative 14 is our answer. Are some of you starting to understand why I was so you have to show work, you have to show work, you have to show work? I hope some of you are realizing. Yep. All right, we're good? We'll do another one similar to this. Super important to show work. All right. Let's do negative 5 parentheses x plus 7 is equal to negative 75. First thing, distribute. It's your first step. So that gives you negative 5x plus negative 35 equals negative 75. Again, I'm relying on the fact that you know how to do negative 5 times 7, and you know that it's supposed to be negative 35. We learned that like over a month ago. Okay, so this is where it looks pretty easy. It looks like, I can do this. It's fine. No big deal. Just be patient and show your work. All right. So don't forget what you just learned like last week. You learned last week that You take the operation and you do the opposite of it. So if this says plus, you're going to do a minus. And we've never, ever, ever changed this number when solving equations. We just dropped it down. Yes, I understand it's a negative. Don't worry about it right now. As we transition over to the other side, it stays the same. It stays the same here. It stays the same here for a brief moment. For a brief moment, it stays the same. Okay. So again, just rewrote the operation. This number stays the same right now. As we move it over, it stays the same. Now here, this is where we start doing the math we learned a month ago. I personally like to rewrite it horizontal, right? So then my eyes see like, oh, this is what she hates. So rewrite it to 75 plus the opposite of negative 35 is positive 35. So keep opposite. That's for this part. Okay. So what's negative 75 plus 35? Paul, you got it right. So this would be negative 40. So then I write up here, negative 40 is equal to what's left on this side, negative 5x. So my last step is to divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5, x equals negative 8. No. 8. Yikes.
Positive.
Yep. A negative divided by a negative is equal to a positive. So you might want to write that down. A negative divided by a negative is equal to a positive. So many things to remember, huh? There are so many steps and things that you learned in the past that come into play right now. So many. And it's so easy for you guys to, like, if you mess this up here, if you rewrite this as a positive right here, you're going to mess it up over here. So just, yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And they get harder. This is not the hardest. They get harder. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. You guys are going to have a fantastic time doing this. All right. Let me not do a negative for a second, but teach you how to do something else. Okay. This answer has nothing to do with negatives. This one has nothing to do with negatives. This is more of something else. Okay. So you can not worry about negatives. I'm taking that off the table right now. Now I'm focusing on, like, okay, what number do you move first?
9.
The 9. Yep. It's furthest away. So I'm going to multiply by 9, multiply by 9. Now here it looks like, oh, I got to multiply something else by 9. No, all of this, because I wrote it here, it just eliminates this denominator of a 9, the divide by 9. Okay, so I am left with, on this side, 3x plus 6 equals, now we got to figure out what 27 times 9 is. And feel free to go on the side of your notebook, 27 times 9. 63, carry the 6, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 243. Did I do that right? Can someone confirm or debunk me? 18, that's right. Okay. Now what? Now, when you see this problem, 3x plus 6 equals 243, you should be like, oh, this is a piece of cake. Like, I can't believe I complained about two-step equations. Those were the easiest thing in the world. This should be the easiest thing we do today, this part right here. All right, awesome. Cool. So you can do it on your own, finish it up on your own, then look up here to see if you got it right.